everyone, Lauren Lacorita here. So the world as we know it has been completely flipped on its head, and in particular the way that we work for the majority of us has been completely flipped on its head. For those of us who are fortunate enough to still be working, but we are now being forced to work from home. So what I wanted to do was come on here and share with you a number of strategies that I have implemented over the last 12 months in particular to really be able to work from home. I have been fortunate enough to be working from home as I returned back into the workforce after my second little girl Elsie, and also my husband Michael and I have been building an online business over the last few months. So we feel like we're a position where we have navigated through the uncertainty of working from home, managing our priorities and our deliverables, as well as being parents to our kids. So what I wanted to do was come on here and share with you our top 3 tips that we implemented because we needed to, how they helped us, and how I trust they will help you too. So if you are currently working from home and you've got little ones at home, this I know will really help set you up for success. So my tip number 1 is to establish a routine. So really quickly, Michael and I realized that we needed a routine in place, because without the routine, we were all over the place. I had my priorities in my head, Michael had his priorities in his head. And so what we needed to do was actually establish that routine, agree on the routine, and then put the parameters in place to achieve what we needed to achieve. To take a few steps back, where we first really started this was when I made a decision to return to work and Michael made the decision to stay at home with our kids. So not only were we navigating through work requirements, we were also navigating through complete change of me being the one who returned to work and Michael being the one at home with the kids. But I was also feeding Elsie. So we had a number of things that we needed to juggle, and that routine just really helped set us up for success. And it's something that we have used since we implemented it, and it's absolutely something that we are using right now. We have made a decision to keep our girls home from daycare, and we have brought that routine straight back in at the forefront of our mind to help us navigate through this period. The second tip that I'll share with you is to be flexible. So while I absolutely put my hand on my heart and say that the routine is amazing, the ability to be flexible and navigate through and adjust your day really helps as well. So for me in particular, where I really had to be flexible, we had the routine in place, but I was still feeding at that time a 3-month-old. And so the routine was good, but so was my ability to be flexible when I absolutely needed to. And my way to really be flexible was to, rather than commit to a 8 to 5 work day or a 9 to 5 work day, what I did was identify the top 5 things that I needed to achieve that day. So my mindset shifted from being focused on the hours I did in a day to being focused on outcomes. And so if I can share anything with you, it is create the mindset that you become outcome focused as opposed to time focused. So for me, I was able to be flexible, and I was able to develop a really flexible mindset because I knew the outcomes that I needed to achieve. There were times when I couldn't be flexible, and we had that in the routine. We established that up front. If there was a meeting or something that I needed to attend, we knew that because we had the routine in place. But otherwise, if I needed to pivot, I was able to pivot. I became flexible, and I just knew the top outcomes that I needed to achieve for that day. And that may meant that I worked once the kids went to bed, or I worked once the kids were asleep. So flexibility, I would absolutely recommend. And the third tip is to communicate. So for any of you that have been following me, you will know that my husband Michael and I have 2 very different communication styles. styles. So we very quickly realized that we needed to adjust to each other's communication styles, and we really needed to be able to communicate effectively, not only with each other, but also with our kids. And also for me, communicating back into my workplace about when I was available, if I had to pivot, where I was being flexible, kind of what realistically was happening for me in that day. And communication for Michael and I is one of the best things that has helped us from a relationship perspective to really be able to be leaders in our work and in our life. So if you can adopt these 3 strategies, I know they will help you manage your priorities at the moment, your work at the moment, as well as having the kids at home. So let's recap. So the first one, establish a routine. The second one, be flexible on that routine and pivot from it being about the hours in a day to the outcomes in a day. You may work more on some days, you may work less on other days. And then the third one is communicating. How are you communicating with the people around you that enables you to still be able to perform in your role and achieve what you want to achieve? Let me know how you go with implementing this into your life. Comment below, and I look forward to being back on here again really soon. Hey everyone, Lauren Lakota here. If you liked this video and want to receive even more like it, then click the subscribe button below so that you can keep updated with regular content that I am posting just for you. So take action right now, click the subscribe button below, and I look forward to connecting with you again really soon.